Gentlemen, we have called you together to inform you that we are going to overthrow the United States government. Do you still think that jet fuel brought down the World Trade Center? Does anybody else see a problem here? If the government has nothing to hide, why are they so afraid to answer a few questions? This story does not add up. Listen to me, listen to your head. Don't listen to anything they say.
What's going on in America today? Why are we over our heads in debt? Why can't the politicians bring debt under control? Why are so many people, often both parents now, working at low-paying, dead-end jobs and still making do with less? What's the future of the American economy and way of life? Why does the government tell us inflation is low when the buying power of our paychecks is declining at an alarming rate? Only a generation ago, bread was a quarter, and you could get a new car for $19.95.
The problem is that since 1864, we've had a debt-based banking system. All our money is based on government debt. We cannot extinguish government debt without extinguishing our money supply. That's why talk of paying off the national debt without reforming our banking system is an impossibility. That's why the solution does not lie in discussing the size of the national debt. Rather, it lies in reforming our banking system. This is the Federal Reserve headquarters in Washington. It sits on this very impressive address, right on Constitution Avenue, right across from the Lincoln Memorial. But is it federal? Is it really part of the United States government? Well, what we're about to show you is that there's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve, and there are no reserves. The name is a deception created back before the Federal Reserve Act was passed in 1913 to make Americans think that America's central bank operates in the public interest. The truth is that the Federal Reserve is a private bank owned by private stockholders and run purely for their private profit.
Why am I wearing a burglar bikini top?
Because no one is allowed inside the Fed. Not you, not me, no American citizen, no duly elected member of our Congress, not the Supreme Court.
Not the Supreme Court?
Not the Supreme Court, not the Justice Department, not the CIA, DIA, FBI, ATF, ATE, NBC, not even G.O.D.
How come the government isn't allowed inside its own building?
Government? Ah, the Fed is a private bank owned by private stockholders. Do not let the name Federal fool you. This place is about as federal as Federal Express.
A private bank? But private?
Shh. Best to keep your voice down, pal.
This is Ethan, Federal Reserve.
Hey, Eth, Bill here, First National.
Hi there, Bill. How are you?
Good, good. We're running a little low on money.
No problem. How much you need?
Oh, how does 20 million sound?
What?
Excellent. We'll ship it over first thing tomorrow.
Wait, he can just call up the Fed and ask for more money and they give him whatever they want?
No, pal. The Fed don't give the banks money. The Fed loans the banks money. The banks have to pay it back with interest. Now, come on, time to go.
Wait. I still don't understand. Where does the Fed get their money? I mean, if they're a private bank. You said they're a private bank, right? Okay, so who puts money into the Fed bank?
This is Mel, United States Mint.
Hi, ML. First National needs another 20 millis.
We're already running the presses full steam here, Ethan.
Gotta keep making loans. Gotta keep the money flowing.
All right, you're the Fed. Whatever you guys say. 20 million more by morning.
But I don't get it. What's so wrong about the Fed printing money?
Because it's unconstitutional, pal. Our Treasury is supposed to create our money, but now the Fed controls the printing of America's money. Nobody gets a friggin' dollar that the Fed didn't print. So, they print the money, then they loan it to the government, then they charge the government interest, then the government taxes you to pay for it. Wake up, pal!
God, I don't see what the big deal is.
You know, you're right, pal.
Wait a minute. Wait, I am?
Yeah. I forget how effective they are at keeping you ignorant.
Well, that's okay. Hey, I'm not ignorant.
Do you even know what money is, pal?
We are live. It is a worldwide transmission. It is Wednesday, the 16th day of November 2011. And we got some grave news yesterday. It's now up at drudgereport.com, and Paul Watson has got a big breaking report coming out at Infowars.com in the next few minutes. Gerald Celente's gold account was emptied out, over $100,000. He's just saying over six figures. He doesn't want to say how much over $100,000 it was. And Watson's article just went live seconds ago. MF Global looted customers' accounts via internal bank run. This was getting almost no attention in the last few days. They were just talking about its bankruptcy because it has the former New Jersey Governor Corzine running it. It's tied all into the globalist. It's a front group for Goldman Sachs. That's admitted here in all the articles. But it isn't just Gerald Celente's gold account that was his private segregated account. No, they looted their customers' regular cash accounts, and the neocons are spinning it. That's free market to lose your money. No, it's not. Not when you have a bank account and they declare bankruptcy and then take $900 million of it and give it to J.P. Morgan. And all of you neocons, because I heard neocon this morning on the radio defending it, all of you guys pushing this and defending it and calling $27 trillion in banker bailout to foreign banks free market, they're going to take your bank accounts and your pensions too. And whatever you've got left, they're going to devalue it through hyperinflation. I'm seeing Democrats defend this as well. It is truly disgusting. And I've got a Twitter here that Drudge is linked to. We have the man himself joining us, Gerald Celente, coming up 20 minutes from now. This is from Gerald Celente's Twitter, Gerald Celente, twitter.com/Gerald Celente. And I'm gonna retweet this at Real Alex Jones. That we should tweet it right now that Celente's coming on. Bankrupt MF Global fires entire 1,066 workforce. He goes on to say, by the way, I got hammered by MF Global too. Too bad Corzine didn't die in his car accident. And by the way, Celente was on with us on the nightly news last night. And that restreamed after it first aired over and over again. Every once in a while, the upload of the MP4 archive fails. So it isn't on our YouTube channel yet, or you better believe it'd be on Drudge right now. But he's linked to the RT piece, which is great. It's just that he went into more detail in our interview last night, and we are going to restream, re-air part of that coming up in the next segment. Then Gerald Celente will join us live. But why is this such a big deal? Why is this so huge? Because it turns out the SEC and the CFTC knew about this 3 weeks ago. I have all the mainstream Reuters, Forbes, all right here. They all knew about it, and no one was warned. And this was basically allowed to be done. Now that people are screaming bloody murder, by the way, this didn't start breaking about the missing accounts until yesterday when Celente went on RT in the morning. Then that forced the business channels and Bloomberg and others to start covering it. This is a big deal because it shows that, well, they're admitting it. It shows the start of a new 2008-style crisis, and this is a new type of bank run. This is an internal bank run by these big hedge funds and people that are now in banking. That's what getting rid of Glass-Steagall did. And MF Global gobbled up. Celente's been doing this for close to 40 years. What he said, since 1972. So they gobbled up the gold trading company where he actually was getting physical delivery and then took the money out of his account and then contacted him saying, oh, there's no money in your account, put more in, obviously with the intent of grabbing that up. And so this signifies the accelerating collapse. I mean, I cannot describe to you how big this is. We're going to break it down on the other side. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, folks listening all across the world on XM radio, global shortwave, and over the internet at Infowars.com, to all of our AM and FM listeners here in the United States and Canada. We have 2 affiliates on AM and FM in Canada. To all of you, thank you so much for tuning in today. We have broken down the fact that there is a global concerted effort by the 6 big mega banks to implode the global economy by design, with the 6 big mega banks that have bought off the major legislatures, the Congress, and the parliaments of Europe, to then publicly pose as the saviors during each leg of the engineered implosion. And then always the answer to the last crisis is more power to the globalist, more global government, more tyranny, more taxes, more trillions paid to the offshore banks who engineered the whole thing. European technocratic dictatorship now announced on every news channel, and they're telling yuppies, technocracy and tyranny will keep your stock market up. We are now being fully bathed in evil. They have now come out and said, oh, it's soft corruption. It's no big deal that the Congress, the leadership of the Congress, insider trades, knowing how bills are going to be voted on, knowing what funding, what companies are going to get, and actually passing government funding and pork barrel directly to companies, in some cases, their wives, husbands, fathers, mothers, children own. And they just have Nancy Pelosi come out and say, yeah, my wealth doubled in 4 years. Gone up 60+% in 2. Yours has gone down 20+%. I'm allowed to insider trade. And 60 Minutes announces it and calls it soft corruption when it's the most hardcore type there is. This is the essence of corporate globalist fascism, crony capitalism at the barrel of a gun. Homeland Security is the prison planet takeover of America. It is the system of making Americans prisoners and even giving us prisoner induction training with checkpoints and TSA now on the highways. We have Denver Post and others promoting how great it is that citizens are being taught to not even trust their best friends and family. We have a report out on that today. No one can be trusted but government. Giant telescreens going up all over the place saying, trust no one but government. Terrorists are everywhere. The only people who aren't terrorists are Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, the New World Order. They're here to help you. Everybody else is bad. Al-Qaeda wants to get you. But never mind the fact that the bankers put them in over Libya and are trying to put them in Syria. I mean, this is it. And then the other shoe dropped. A major sign in the acceleration. I have never, since the Great Depression, seen banks run off with people's secured accounts. People's segregated bank accounts, gold accounts, you name it. And since I learned about this yesterday, I'm now discovering other companies are doing this right now. And I know why the system in the last 2 weeks didn't make a big deal out of this and kept it very quiet until Skull&Bones was finally the straw that broke the camel's back yesterday morning on RT. Because when people figure out that they're not just going to devalue your currency, they may just not even let you have your money. They may just snatch your safety deposit boxes, and I'm seeing more and more of that by the feds, but now they're just talking about taking it all. And you can type into the search engine, more municipalities seizing safety deposit boxes. I mean, there's a lot of weirdness going on. Why not? They already took the veterans' death benefits 12 years ago, made deals with the insurance companies to take them when the people try to collect them. They can keep that quiet. So Gerald Celente is coming up. Imagine, he has over $100,000. He won't say how much more, but he says it's 6 figures of his money in his account at MF Global. MF Global had bought the commodity company that he was with, that he had an account with, and they just took it out of the segregated account. And I've got all the reports here where they just in plain view admit it. Commissioner views MF Global darkly.